The Last Letter by the Lake. Dramatic Japanese-style introduction. There is a saying in Japan, when the wind stirs the surface of the water, the past rises like ripples, touching the present. Close your eyes and imagine a quiet lake at dusk. The water reflects the last light of the sun, and the world seems to hold its breath. This is not just a lake, it is a keeper of secrets, of promises made long ago, and of voices that still whisper through the trees. It is here, in this silence, that the story begins, a story of love, loss, and a letter left behind. Main story. My name is Margaret Hollings, and I was born in 1942 in a small town in northern Michigan. Life was simple back then. The church bell on Sunday mornings, the smell of fresh apple pie in the kitchen, and the sound of children's laughter drifting down the street. Decades passed. Today, I am an old woman, living alone in the house by the lake where my husband and I once spent our summers. He passed away 5 years ago, and the silence of this place weighed heavily on me. Until one summer evening, when I found something that changed everything. I was sorting through an old trunk in the attic when I came across an envelope I had never seen before. On the front, in my husband William's handwriting, were the words, "For Margaret. Open when I can no longer speak." With trembling hands, I opened it. Inside was a letter dated 1975. William confessed that during his time in Vietnam, he had carried a secret, something too heavy to speak of during his life. He wrote that, in the chaos of war, he had once chosen not to save a fellow soldier, but instead to risk everything to rescue a child from a burning village. For that choice, he was punished, yet he never regretted it. The child survived, he wrote. He was brought to America. I have lived with this truth in silence, but I dreamed that one day, Margaret, you might meet him. Then you will know that my heart was always loyal, to you and to the life I once saved. Tears blurred my eyes as I read those words. Then I noticed something tucked inside the envelope, a business card. Daniel Harris, Detroit, Michigan. That night, I could not sleep. Though I was in my 80s, I felt a sudden energy, like the rush of youth, returning for a single purpose. The next morning, I dialed the number. A voice answered. Shaking, I introduced myself. There was a long pause, and then the man said softly, "Mrs. Hollings, I have waited my entire life for this call." 1 week later, we met. Standing before me was a tall man in his 50s, with light in his eyes that carried both pain and gratitude. When he embraced me, I felt as if I was holding a bridge between past and present, between my husband's choice and the life it had created. And in that moment, I understood. Even after death, my husband was still shaping destinies. His secret was not a burden, it was a gift. Now, every summer, I no longer sit by the lake alone. Daniel and his family join me, and together we watch the fireflies dance in the twilight. As the flames of the campfire glow against the water, I whisper into the night sky, "William, you did everything right.